Insight into auditing.
What is an auditor's report? Auditor's report is a written opinion of an auditor regarding an entity's financial statements. It comprises an opinion on true and fair view presentation by financial statements, or whether the financial statements are prepared, in all material respect, in accordance with applicable financial reporting framework. In other words, audit report is issued by an auditor to enable the user of financial statements to make decision based on the results of audit. Audit report is issued in the standard format, as prescribed by regulating standards related with auditing. An auditor's report provides an opinion on the validity and reliability of a company's financial statements. Auditor reviews financial statements of the company and collects sufficient appropriate audit evidence. Then auditor should evaluate the conclusion drawn from audit evidence obtained as the basis for forming an opinion on the financial statements, that financial statements are prepared in all material respect. Financial statements are prepared in accordance with applicable financial reporting framework. Then, the auditor issues report based on the audit. This report includes opinion of the auditor. Applicable international standards on auditing. ISA related to auditors' reports are ISA 700, forming an opinion and reporting on financial statements. ISA 705, modifications to the opinion in the independent auditor's report. ISA 706, emphasis of matter paragraphs and other matter paragraphs in the independent auditor's report. Audit reporting process. At first, audit evidence. Auditor should obtain sufficient and appropriate audit evidence during the audit. Second, auditor should draw a conclusion that uncorrected misstatements are not material. Third, evaluation should be done as required by ISA 700. That is regarding disclosure, selection of accounting policies, accounting estimates, information presented in the financial statements, and terminology used in the financial statements. Fourth, auditor should form an opinion on the financial statements based on the audit result. Last, auditor should issue an audit report with the opinion of the auditor. Contents of auditor's report. 1. Title. 2. Addressee. 3. Introductory paragraph. 4. Management's responsibility. 5. Auditor's responsibility. 6. Auditor's opinion. 7. Other matters. Report on legal or regulatory requirement. 8. Auditor's signature. 9. Date of auditor's report. 10. Auditor's address. Auditor's reports should have appropriate title, and it should indicating that it is the report of an independent auditor. Auditor generally use the words like independent auditor's report or report of an independent auditor. Auditor's report should be addressed to appropriate addressee. Usually auditor's report is addressed to appointing authority or person, as specified in the appointment. Introductory paragraph should include name of the entity which has been audited by the auditor, and title of each financial statement and date or period covered by these statements. Management's responsibility. In this section, responsibility of management for the preparation and presentation of financial statements, and for internal control, Accounting policies and accounting estimates should be clearly mentioned. Auditor's responsibility. This section of report clarifies the responsibility of an auditor as to express an opinion on the financial statements based on the audit. Auditor's opinion. Auditor should clearly mention the opinion on the true and fair presentation of financial statements. Auditor's opinion may vary depending upon the circumstances of an audit. Opinion may be unqualified, qualified, disclaimer of opinion, or adverse. Report on other legal and regulatory requirements. In this section, auditor should clearly mention the matters required by applicable laws and regulations. Auditor's report should be signed in the name of audit firm or personal name of the auditor or by the partner of the audit firm. Signing date of auditor's report should be clearly mentioned. Auditor's report should include auditor's address where the auditor practices. Modification to auditor's opinion. There are 4 types of auditor's opinion. First, unqualified opinion. Second, qualified opinion. Third, disclaimer of opinion. Fourth, adverse opinion. Let's see in detail. Unqualified audit opinion is issued when the auditor concludes that the financial statements are prepared in all material respect in accordance with applicable financial reporting framework. Unqualified opinion is clean opinion and issued when there is no disagreement with management or limitation of scope in the audit. Qualified opinion. Qualified audit opinion is issued where the auditor, either on the basis of evidence obtained or otherwise, concludes that misstatements are material but not pervasive to the financial statements. Auditor may encounter disagreement with management or limitation of scope, but the effect of those is not so material and pervasive as to require an adverse opinion or a disclaimer of opinion. Disclaimer of opinion is issued when the auditor is unable to obtain sufficient appropriate audit evidence on which to base the opinion and the auditor concludes that possible effects of such undetected misstatement, if any, on the financial statements could be both material and pervasive. Due to limitation of scope is so material and pervasive, auditor is not able to obtain sufficient appropriate audit evidence, and accordingly is unable to express an opinion on the financial statements. Adverse opinion is issued when the auditor, having obtained sufficient appropriate audit evidence, concludes that misstatements are both material and pervasive to the financial statements. Disagreement with management is so material and pervasive that qualification of report is not adequate to disclose the misleading or incomplete nature of the financial statements. Let's take a summarized overview of these 4 auditors' opinions. First, unqualified opinion is issued when there is no limitation of scope in audit or no disagreement with management. Second, qualified opinion is issued when there are limitation of scope and disagreement with management but not so material and pervasive that requires issue of adverse or disclaimer of opinion. Third, disclaimer of opinion is issued by the auditor when the limitation of scope in the audit is so material and pervasive. This opinion is simply an opinion without any claim regarding financial statements. Fourth, adverse opinion is issued by the auditor when the disagreement with management is so material and pervasive. This opinion indicates negative claim on the true and fair view presentation of financial statements. Emphasis of matter paragraphs. Auditor includes an emphasis of matter paragraph in the auditor's report, if the auditor considers it necessary to draw users' attention to a matter presented or disclosed in the financial statements that, in the auditor's judgment, is of such importance that it is fundamental to users' understanding of the financial statements. It does not consider it as modification to auditor's opinion in respect of the matter emphasized. In a nutshell, we can say that auditor's report is a written opinion of an auditor regarding an entity's financial statements. Auditor's report provides an opinion on the validity and reliability of a company's financial statements. Auditor's report enables the users of financial statements to make decisions based on the results of audit. Format of auditor's report is prescribed by applicable auditing standards. Thank you for watching. For more videos, hit subscribe button below.